when President Obama passed a bill in Congress to allow stem cell research. And they came across Dr. Nathan Newman, flew out to LA and Beverly Hills in his office to have the nation's first stem cell procedure. And they're actually extracting adipose tissue from Randy's body and re-injecting it into his knee to grow cartilage. And while my mom was in the waiting room, saw some before-after pictures with the skincare product, got really excited, asked Dr. Nathan Newman what it was. He told her it was the world's first skincare product based on stem cell technology.
Hey there, it's Craig Schultz here, and I'm super excited to bring to you an interview I recently did with the Chief Visionary Officer and one of the original guys that set up the company Jeunesse Global on 09/09/09 at 9 p.m. An amazing story. So you've probably been looking at some of the information. You may have even done your mentoring session with me. If you haven't done that, make sure that you book in your time, reach out to me, and we can do that. Scott Lewis, one of the biggest names in Jeunesse Global, if not the biggest name in Jeunesse Global. He makes all the decisions for the company and the strategy and the vision moving forward. So I had the pleasure to sit down with Scott for 40 minutes and we dive deep into the story of Jeunesse and the 3 or 4 key things that you may be asking right now to make a decision about partnering with me and Jeunesse Global and using and leveraging this platform to help you with your financial future. As you know already that I've been involved since 2011. I have business in 100 countries. I've got absolutely 100% time and financial freedom through this incredible platform, and I've helped people all around the world just like you leverage the platform too. So you've seen a bit of footage of me, seen Scott as well, and this interview is power-packed with profound conversation about the power and why Jeunesse. So sit back and enjoy. If you haven't booked your mentoring session, we can do that after the call. If you have already done your mentoring session, you're ready for your strategy session, onboarding session, book that in too. I look forward to helping you reach your dreams to follow your passions with purpose.
I can remember back when I was 10 years old and my mom and Randy were taking a trip up to Indianapolis, Indiana, and they took me and my sister along. It was freezing cold, Conseco Fieldhouse, over 30,000 people at this event, and we walked into the arena to experience a network marketing event. That many people, that much passion, that much energy, it was electric. I always remember a moment that Zig Ziglar said on stage, which was, if you dream it, you can achieve it. It seems simple, but it was very profound for me. It allowed me to dream big. It allowed me to realize that there were amazing places you could see and travel, a lifestyle that you could live to meet great people, take an average life and create an above average life. There's just been so many opportunities for me to really have those moments where I take a look back and really soak up the moment. Every trip we go on, we've got thousands of distributors that have never been to these countries. They've dreamt of going to different countries and traveling the world, but they've never really been able to fulfill those dreams until it came to an opportunity like Jeunesse.
All our Jeunesse family inspire so many people around the world. They make a big difference in our life, and I try to bring my best because I want to then know how important they are. I'm still a young guy. I just celebrated my 36th birthday, and I tell our distributors that I've got a good 30-year run in me. If my mom can work till she's 65, I need to be able to work until I'm 65 too. And when you're passionate about what you do, it's something that you can again say with conviction, because there's nothing slowing us down. I'm more hungry today than I was the day that we started this company, because I know the power of what we have in our hands with Jeunesse. I know the power of what we can do to change people's lives and to literally change the world with this culture that we've created here at Jeunesse. And I think it's only the beginning.
It's not just marketing, it's not just sales, it's not just branding. There's a whole back end to this business that really drives the ship and moves the company forward.
And you get to build community, you get to build family. That's the culture of Jeunesse.
One of the clear missions that we have here at Jeunesse is always to be at the forefront of everything we're doing, to not just be looking next year, but to be looking 2, 5, 10 years out at different technologies, different innovations, always having an open mind, always realizing that there's new development, there's new evolution in marketing, in technology, in science, in different platforms that we can tap into and be a part of and enhance everything that we offer as a company. Jeunesse is touching hundreds and thousands of people's lives, and their passion is something that lights me up, that continues to inspire me every single day to support them to the best of our ability.
Okay, everybody, and welcome to this very special interview with an incredible visionary leader, a world leader in business, but also a very personal friend of mine. For those that do know me and do know my story, and for those just getting to know me, I've been a brand ambassador and really passionate voice of a company called Jeunesse Global for since 2011, which was our second year in business. And I've traveled all around the world, and it's been truly a life-changing opportunity for me. And I do speak about it with passion and purpose all the time, because, you know, this company's changed my life in such a dramatic way. And I asked a good friend of mine, he's the Chief Visionary Officer and, one of the real drivers behind the company, the heart of the company. He sets the scene. He's been involved with the company, obviously, since its inception, and is one of the owners and big influential decision makers of the company. So I'm here with Scott Lewis, Chief Visionary Officer and very good friend, to really dive a bit deeper into the heart of the company and the vision and mission of the company. So welcome, Scott.
Thank you, Craig. It's an honor to be on the Zoom call, and looking forward to our conversation today.
Cool. And I just want to really start off, because I do want people to understand the power and the rigor of the company and look under the bonnet, because for me, I can tell the story of Jeunesse, but hearing it directly from someone like you is such an important thing. So I really want to start, and I think this is an integral part of the story because of our platform and the technology that we've driven prior to Jeunesse. What is the tech history and background of prior to the Jeunesse business starting?
Well, the reality is the story doesn't change too much. The fundamentals of our story date back to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully the story just gets a little bit better each year, and we just enhance the story as the culture, the company, the brand evolve. We've been able to see such tremendous milestones over the past 10 years. But dating back to the summer of 2009, my mom, Wendy Lewis, and her husband, Randy Ray, were exploring technologies to improve Randy's condition in his knee, and came across a very unique stem cell procedure in Singapore. We weren't really interested in flying to Singapore. He definitely wasn't interested in the knee replacement, but also through their diligence came across a physician in Beverly Hills, California. His name is Dr. Nathan Newman. And this was actually about March 2009 when President Obama passed a bill in Congress to allow stem cell research. And they came across Dr. Nathan Newman, flew out to LA and Beverly Hills in his office to have the nation's first stem cell procedure. And they're actually extracting adipose tissue from Randy's body and re-injecting it into this knee to grow cartilage. And while my mom was in the waiting room, saw some before-after pictures with the skincare product, got really excited, asked Dr. Nathan Newman what it was. He told her it was the world's first skincare product based on stem cell technology. She got excited, Randy got excited, we brought it home, we started using the product like crazy, getting amazing results. Went back and asked Dr. Newman how many bottles he sold. He said about 40 a month in his private practice. Randy said, how would you like to sell about 40,000 a month? We were able to lock up the perpetual worldwide exclusivity on the product formula and really start to formulate the strategy of Jeunesse. So my mom and Randy's background, dating back to when I was a teenager, was putting in computer systems for medical offices, and had some big success in the technology industry back then. Sold one company, the other company went public, and over the years started to get involved in the power of the technology that they were building for these medical companies and the software they were providing, and started to consult in the industry. And keep in mind, my mom and Randy were both involved in direct selling, even as I was a young boy growing up, as they were putting in systems for these medical offices. Doctors were getting involved in big direct selling companies like Amway and Avon and Melaleuca back in those days. And they started to dabble a little bit on the distributor end. So they were familiar with the industry and started to get involved with startup companies, programming, back office software, any logistics, operations, customer service. I had a lot of summer jobs in the industry helping these companies prepare to launch. So, our background was working with company owners and executives. My mom has consulted for countless companies writing compensation plans in the industry, but we had the back-end knowledge of running startup companies in this industry dating back to the mid to late 90s. And it was really great experience along the way. You got to learn the good, bad, and ugly, the right way to do things, the wrong way to do things. You kind of learn through others' mistakes over those years. When we came to 2009, 09, ready to launch Jeunesse, we didn't want to just be a skincare company. We wanted to be the world's leader in youth enhancement, really just focus exclusively on anti-aging. So we launched with our Luminous Cellular Rejuvenation Serum, and also we wanted a flagship nutritional product, which is known as Reserve. It's an antioxidant fruit gel blend. And those were the two foundational products that we launched the company with, but obviously backed with many, many decades of experience in this industry and truly being passionate about the power of network marketing, what it does for people around the world. And our focus was to build a robust platform to help those people achieve their goals and fulfill lifelong dreams through the platform.
And I guess you say 09, but if Wendy and Randy, or Randy wasn't having that procedure, Jeunesse probably wouldn't even be here. It was a chance meeting, and I always talk to people that chance meeting has, the butterfly effect of that has literally changed people's lives all around the world. So a lot of companies and startup and that, they'll go and find investors and manufacturing, and they'll try and develop and find and really just create a product and a company out of nothing. But the uniqueness of Jeunesse has really been, they were already financially stable. They already owned all their assets. They weren't necessarily looking for something, but they found something that changed the world. And that's really been a major part of the story of Jeunesse. And the fact you were able to, from March, to hold out to that 09 at 9 p.m. is just another amazing part of the story.
Absolutely humble beginnings. I mean, we home grew this company. We didn't come in with a multi-million-dollar marketing budget from multiple investors or private equity or multiple partners. We came in with big dreams and a big vision and our hearts in the right place. And that's to serve our distributors, to help people achieve greater things, and to share quality, world-class products with the world, and to also create a community and a culture that would allow people to live a lifestyle that would be really special.
And while we're talking about product, and the stem cell technology back in 2011 really captured my imagination because it was becoming such a buzzword, but my true passion was probably Reserve, resveratrol, and inner health products. So I started with a business there with 2 products, but the vision has just grown and we've got this incredible stable of youth enhancement products. But how would you describe, like I often say to people, we look for unique, cutting edge, breakthrough, first to market products. In your words, if you look at our youth enhancement system, how would you describe it?
I think the biggest thing that the reason we've been so successful with our product development, our product portfolio is staying true to our identity and not straying too far off course with the products that we develop that don't necessarily tie into our system. Strategically, I'm a big believer in the powerful and simplified messaging and product education that people can duplicate and educate others on how they can promote these products and get the best results. So I think, really developing a line would work as a system. All these products are really category creators. They're backed by science, revolutionary science, clinical studies, and they were designed exclusively for Jeunesse to work synergistically as a system. And that's a big part of, I just think, the duplication in our model and the story behind the youth enhancement systems, because people can really get creative with the product line they want to focus on, but it all ties back to the system. For example, Nara is a collagen drink that helps with hair, skin, and nails. So we've got 2 products that fit in that category. We have Reveal, which is our hair care line, and then we also have skincare with Luminance. So Nara is actually helping the Luminance and the Reveal perform more optimally. So having this systematic approach behind how we develop products has been really instrumental in our success, and always just being at the forefront of the latest innovation and technology has been really important and a big part of our main philosophies and strategies at Jeunesse is to always stay ahead of the curve, be at the forefront of the latest developments and innovations in the anti-aging science.
And the doctors behind it really add incredible credibility to the Jeunesse product line as well. But also, often while I'm out there sharing the story of Jeunesse, I also tell people that you have a new opportunity to launch something every 6 months, 12 months, because you're always continuing in your product research and development. And that's where I see the difference between the power of Jeunesse is really giving you a new opportunity every 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, our scientific advisory board is, I would say, the best of the best. The credibility they bring to the table is bar none, just world class. Once or twice a year, we're having our product science summit. They're bringing together different ideas and the latest technologies and advancements in anti-aging science. We're collaborating, we're discussing, so we are ahead of the curve. We're long-term planning. At any given year, we probably have about 5 to 6 products in the pipeline, of which we're only launching 1 to 2 in a given year. So I think that systematic and really properly timing the launch of those products. We're not giving our distributors and leaders and customers too much to actually retain and understand on how to educate has been really important for us to really lock in the messaging as well.
Yeah, so I guess, so our product line is incredible. They're all amazing products and people love them. And because we're such an international brand, the fact that our sales are so spread out across people around the world, they're fully universal products at every different age, culture, type of person really love and embrace our products. So I am talking about footprint, global footprint, technology, infrastructure. I think this here is one of the biggest X factors of the Jeunesse Global business opportunity. And we talked about Randy's background in tech that has been going for decades and what they've done consultative-wise. You launched the business and opened the world pretty much from day one because of this tech. And, you've got infrastructure, 47 offices. It's a true global footprint. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
We've had a big vision since the beginning. It wasn't just to create a billion-dollar company like you hear so often in many different industries. It was to create a multi-billion-dollar generational brand, to create one of the great legacy companies in our industry. To be able to do that, you're not able to create that kind of revenue success, that many success stories, if you're not global, if you don't have infrastructure all around the world. So when we launched the company, our resources didn't go into branding and marketing and videos and training tools and all the great things you see that we have today. It went into infrastructure. I talk about home-growing a company. I mean, we launched Jeunesse in 2009 with a website, 2 products, and a brochure, and some incredibly passionate leaders. And we locked arms with them. We traveled the world. We established infrastructure. And we didn't want to just start in the U.S. and be another American momentum story. Because of our long-term focus and vision, we knew we had to go and fly to Asia, fly to Europe and Latin America, establish entities, product registrations, offices, bank accounts, third-party logistics, interfacing with banks, A to Z, set up these markets to be sustainable long-term and adapt to the local cultures. We couldn't just build this global brand by doing it the American way. We had to go into these markets and really get to understand the leaders, the culture, the needs of the distributors in the market to properly set up an operation to be scalable and sustainable long-term. And what we've built over 10 years is, I believe it's 35 offices, 47 distribution centers around the world, now shipping over 146 countries around the world, truly putting forth in just 10 years probably the world's most expansive global platform in the industry today, especially in just 10 years' time.
And it has evolved. I do remember the first website. I used to say, this is a website. I know that if that's our weakest link at the moment, just imagine how good this is going to be. But the website now that we have and the tools that we have are just world class. Like if you show someone the Jeunesse Global website, they instantly go, wow, that looks impressive. If you show someone J Mobile, they look at that, or you talk to them about that, that's an impressive tool. The videography that the company invests into now and Share Jeunesse, like these tools allow anybody to be able to simply share Jeunesse. And that's, I think, a really key pillar to the growth of the company now. What would you say to touch on that, or anything that you would want to expand on?
I mean, the key is to invest in talent. And I think I speak on behalf of some incredibly talented members of our Jeunesse corporate family that work just so synergistically here in Orlando, Florida, at our world headquarters. We've got over 350 employees in the building, different departments collaborating, staying creative and innovative ahead of the curve, like I mentioned. But I mean, the quality of our brand is really, it's a team effort, and it's always stretching ourselves to always evolve, to never be satisfied, to constantly be redefining the brand and evolving the brand to not just be current, but to be progressive, to be dynamic, to be modern, to really have that appeal that you want your brand to have. We don't want to just be another everyday company. We want to be a world-class, multi-billion-dollar brand. We want to generate and create that level of respect, not just within our own industry, but through cross-culturally, through different industries. We want to be a well-respected brand because it brings credibility, it brings presence when our distributors and leaders and customers are out there sharing the brand. It brings them that appeal and the strength behind the brand. And the brand should not just look good and look pretty, it should speak emotions. The brand should speak the vibrance and the culture and the values of the company. Everything should be conveyed through the look of that brand. And because of that, we've been able to accrue, I think it's now over 630 awards over just the past 5 years. So countless awards for our marketing and branding, our tools, our product development, our executive and management team. But it really is a collective effort, making sure that you're not just recruiting, but retaining top talent in the industry, and also developing people internally to become that top talent in the industry.
And just on the brand, we are more than a direct selling company, I always say to people, look, we are a household brand now. We have the naming rights of the Brazil Olympic Stadium. We've sponsored soccer clubs, and because of that sponsorship's transferred into being even seen on PlayStation games. So do you want to talk about that strategic move there to make our brand a big global brand?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what I said about credibility. There's so many people that aren't aware of even the network marketing industry, let alone Jeunesse. I mean, you can go pretty much anywhere in the United States, and many people don't know the brand or the name or the success story of Jeunesse or many network marketing companies, and that just speaks to the opportunity. That's the opportunity that we have to create more exposure and credibility behind our brand, our company, and the entire industry of network marketing. So, the past few years especially, we've invested in some different areas and some key strategic markets just to give our distributors and leaders in those markets that added boost of credibility and presence behind the brand. So somebody in Brazil, maybe they don't know what network marketing is, but they go attend an Ed Sheeran concert, for an example, at the Jeunesse Arena, which is the largest indoor stadium in the entire country of Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. They go to an Ed Sheeran concert. Maybe 2 weeks later, somebody talks to them about Luminous or Reserve, two of our products. In the back of their heads, they're going to know that they had a great quality experience in Jeunesse Arena, and that name's going to ring a bell, and it's going to give our distributor or leader that much more traction because of the credibility behind the brand.
It's so powerful. I was actually in an Uber recently, and I was telling someone about Jeunesse, and they, and I mentioned the biggest Turkish football club, and they associated that and our alignment to that branding with that club there. He was instantly interested off the back end of that.
Yeah, perfect example. Those are the stories we like to hear.
Okay, look, we are talking about, you have mentioned the billion-dollar brand, and let's talk about the sales history and the growth of the company, because the word becoming the next billion-dollar brand, especially in our industry, is like a cliche word, but our billion-dollar brand story stacks up with the biggest brands in the world, where our 6th year in business was the first billion-dollar year, and we've backed it up year on year on year for the last 5 years. Can you just share a bit about that journey?
I need a lot of time and just deep thought to really articulate the journey. It's just been surreal. It's been incredibly rewarding to get to see people just achieve such great things. It's been incredibly humbling and satisfying to see people that don't even have experience in this industry, or maybe even the confidence in themselves to build a global business, that have tapped into this greater potential, all with a deeper purpose of helping others and getting out there and serving others and sharing our mission to create positive impact in the world. It's amazing to see the amount of people we have in 10 years achieve the success that they have, but help others do the same thing, while also creating all the experiences that we have in 10 years. I mean, just first-class experiences when it comes to our events, which just get better and better year by year. Our incentive trips and lifestyle rewards trips, it's incredible that we took 19,795 people on incentive trips to 6 different exotic destinations last year alone. To be able to, talk about yourself, I was, just talking tonight, I remember we were recognized after our 2nd year, I think it was, as the number 82 company in the world. And I was like mind blown at this, that, wow, we've made our mark, we're on the map. And then just tonight, being recognized again for the 3rd time as a top 15 company in this industry, with, at number 14, with companies that have been around for 30, 40, 50 plus years. It's extremely humbling, and it's, it doesn't come without a lot of hard work, but more importantly, a collection of hard work, to bring together like-minded, like-hearted people that really lock into a mission. They get out there passionately to share a mission, to share products and opportunity, a community, a culture. It's powerful when you can do that on a global scale because of our global platform. when your heart's in the right place, and you found this company with the, based on the right principles and values to always lead with our hearts and serve others. It's a culture that's taken on a life of its own, and you're not able to achieve this kind of success just through products or opportunity. It has to be this perfect synergistic balance of many elements coming together to form just a truly special culture like we have with Jeunesse and the Jeunesse family. And we've just been extremely blessed to bring together not just quality leaders and business professionals, but really quality people who want to do things the right way and build something for the long term and create that lasting legacy company.
Yeah, and you touched on lifestyle, and I did want to touch on that because I do say to people it's the Jeunesse lifestyle, so we go, for me, typically we'll talk about the current economic situation now, which will probably timestamp this conversation, but I've travelled, I've worked out, I've been on over 30 different incentive trips or reward trips, in the last 10 years in Jeunesse, and been to some of the most beautiful places and had the most incredible experiences. And to do it with people brought together from all around the world is just such a magical thing. I do feel very blessed to be a part of what is the Jeunesse lifestyle.
Absolutely. You look back at the pictures and the videos, and it's incredible to see smiles, hugs, teams coming together with team T-shirts and representing their countries, their cultures, but we all come together as one Jeunesse family. You've got people that are in tears, hugging each other goodbye on these trips that don't even speak the same language. And that speaks to the depth and quality of the bond we're able to create through these experiences.
And another element, and I know this is, I've often, when we're having a chat, we often talk about lifestyle and travel, and I always ask you, what's the best trip you've ever been on? And it leads perfectly into my next part of the equation, which is Jeunesse Kids and your trip to Kenya. And, I was so excited about going on that this year. As well, for my first experience to, really give back and contribute. Can you talk about Jeunesse Kids and, its classification and your true heart and commitment there?
Yeah, they say you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give to others. And Jeunesse Kids was born in 2011. We wanted to do our part to give back to a greater cause. We were feeding hungry children meals in Southeast Asia, and we realized that the next day when we got on the plane to fly home, that child was going to be just as hungry as the day before we got there. And I set out on a mission to find a foundation organization that we could partner with. It was global, had their heart in the right place, that would align with our values, that was reputable and credible, doing things the right way, and it had a sustainable model. And we came across the We Charity. We've now been partnered, I believe, for 6 years. Millions of dollars we've contributed to that cause, among other causes around the world. But we wanted to operate Jeunesse Kids with 0% administrative fees. Any kind of staffing assistance is supported from Jeunesse, and we run Jeunesse Kids with 0%. So 100% of the funds that our distributors or even customers or people outside that want to get excited about a cause. We thought it was so important and relevant to have a worthy cause behind our brand and our mission. 100% of that goes back to the different community projects we do around the world. We do our Bringing Hope trips, which are service trips. Had the opportunity to go on quite a few of those, and they're just life-changing experiences. Just got countless stories that just really touch your heart to be able to see that we're bringing hope to children around the world, that we're literally changing children and families and communities' lives through our efforts and contributions as one Jeunesse family. It's absolutely moving and life-changing. And, I think it was back in 2018, we raised over $4 million for different projects around the world. It's a big part of our culture. It's something I'm super passionate about. It's a big part of leaving that lasting legacy and making a difference in people's lives. And it's really important for the Jeunesse family to continue to grow that as part of our culture because we truly are a company with a greater cause and a common love for people and for children and for making a difference in people's lives around the world.
It's well said. I want to bring this topic up because of the current economic climate that we're in at the moment. But when I join all the dots of Jeunesse, I listened to your Exec Connect the other week, and I got goosebumps at the amazing leadership and vision and a true understanding of how powerful the Jeunesse platform is. You basically turned your business virtual all around the world within a week. We're now running our events live through live platforms and our tools, and it's a very unique company, which is so global. To pivot's a word that a lot of people are using at the moment, to move so quickly. Do you want to talk about, what you're doing and even the health of the company? Like, a lot of people will be going, there's going to be a lot of collateral damage in terms of business in general out there at the moment. Can you touch on that for us?
Yeah, I was on our weekly leadership call today. I don't always call in, but we did a virtual Zoom call for all the directors and above worldwide. We do that weekly. And, it's just incredible to see the passion of everybody, to be able to see, through IT and programming and all the support to get everybody transitioned seamlessly virtual, literally at the snap of a finger. And honestly, I think we reacted at the perfect time, as quickly as we needed to protect our employees during a really unstable time in the world. Everybody was so grateful on the call today that we made that decision as quick as we did to get them in a safe environment back at home, and that we gave them the tools and the resources, because they don't want to not work. Our people, our team, our family is passionate about what we do. And it's incredible. We're all we made sure that everybody turned on the video cameras today so we could see each other. We're all in our homes, in different places, in different attire, what have you, but be able to connect virtually and not just do it internally. We're doing it countless Zoom calls like this, all around the world, all day, making sure that we're present, making sure that we're connecting with each other. I feel like difficult times like this can separate you and divide you, or adversity can, or it can bring you closer together and unify you. In a lot of ways, this challenging, sensitive time has unified our company and our leadership and made us more connected than ever. I know that getting through this time and being resilient in the face of this adversity is going to make our company that much stronger. But I just give credit to the team to be able to seamlessly adapt to today's world so that we can not only support and maintain the business, but we can actually sustain long-term growth and really set ourselves up to have a big growth here in 2020.
The one line that rattled my bones and touched my heart was say, we Jeunesse are built for this moment. Our platform, our infrastructure, and that there is such a powerful statement, and it gives people confidence, because there's uncertain times for many people out there at the moment, and you need certainty in your life, and Jeunesse gives you certainty. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. We feel stronger than ever. We're built for moments like this, and we've got a resilient team, resilient leadership. And, this is the time to have more conviction than we've ever had, because people around the world are looking for a better way. They're looking for a plan B. They're looking for nutrition and wellness and immunity and business opportunities and community and to be connected. And we have all of that available that we can share and expose to the world through virtual technology and an online home-based business platform.
And just before we wrap up, you are the Chief Visionary Officer, you're the heartbeat, you're the passion, you're, such an inspiring leader. Just share the mission statement of Jeunesse, which is such a powerful statement to live by. But what's your vision, moving forward? Obviously, we're, going to navigate our way through the fog here. But 3 years, 5 years, love to hear it.
Yeah, it is foggy times. It's hard to even look through the fog and see next week. I think that, when I look at our growth curve and, we've been able to stabilize the business, meaning, we didn't have a growth year last year. It was still $1 billion year. But when I look at the retention of leadership in our company, when you look at the Ruby Director rank and higher, we're retaining over 94% of the leadership in this company when you look at the statistics. And that just tells me the power of the long-term scalability of this company. 5 consecutive $1 billion years is great. Our eyes is definitely over the next 3 years to get to that $2 billion mark. I think within the next 10 years, we will absolutely be a top 5 company in this industry. There's going to be so many incredible success stories around the world. You think about the success stories we've experienced. I think we've accumulated or created about $7 billion in 10 years, something like that. I can't even imagine, but I love to imagine and visualize just the people that are going to be able to tap into a deeper potential and achieve great things in this company and help so many people around the world through, incredibly high quality youth enhancement products, business opportunity, experiences. Jeunesse truly is a way of life. It's not just a company, a deal, a business opportunity. We say that we live Jeunesse because Jeunesse is a way of life. It gets into you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and everybody comes together and celebrates success. We build our vision every single time we come together bigger than it's been before, and we continue to push ourselves. And we push ourselves because, at least on my end, we feel this responsibility to help others, this obligation and this duty to represent this industry, to represent our mission, and to share it with as many people around the world because we believe in conviction in what we stand for. We believe with conviction in the products, the opportunity, the community, the brand, everything we're doing with Jeunesse Kids to help bring hope to children around the world. When you're so passionate about something, you're able to have a big vision because our confidence is supreme because of the quality of the leadership internally, externally. We're light years ahead of where we were 10 years ago. I can't even imagine or begin to imagine what we're going to experience over the next 3 to 5 years. It's really exciting to think about. Our leaders are locked in and focused. The credibility and success, that's all been built over 10 years. And I look at the first 10 years as just foundational years. We've got a long-term vision. The focus is to create the number 1 company in this industry worldwide, but most of all to help a lot of people, millions of people along the way. And I believe the next 10 years are going to be very special as we continue to make our mark in this industry and continue to allow people to live their dreams through Jeunesse.
Well said. And yeah, typically I'm out there in the field sharing the Jeunesse story. I sort of calculate around 20 weeks a year I'm in different countries around the world where we often cross paths. But last weekend, Jeunesse put on a university that would normally be physical in Africa, and I'm speaking at 10:30 p.m. My time on a Saturday night. And there was hundreds and hundreds of people on the call, and there was other leaders from other markets as well. Everyone is coming together, and well said around the retention of leadership. The original leaders are still involved 12 years later, which says a lot about the true heart and vision of the company.
It says a lot about the character and quality of person that we attract to the Jeunesse family, and the fact that they don't treat this as a hobby. People come to Jeunesse to treat it as a profession, to be a business entrepreneur, to represent not just the company well, but the industry well. And that's really important for us, is that our leaders are doing things the right way, doing things with integrity, and making sure that they represent Jeunesse in the industry in the best light.
And just in wrapping up, I really appreciate you jumping on, because we are in these crazy times, and you probably got 4, 5, 6 of these calls, even more a day, just with leaders. And just the fact that you sent a message to all the top leaders in the company and said, look, I'll get on any calls at any time to do it, just shows how committed you are. Some leaders would be wouldn't know what to do now, but the leadership of Jeunesse will just surge through and grow bigger and stronger. And the fact you're jumped on this call here, it's an amazing experience to be able to do, because I want people to hear and share Jeunesse. I want people to ask more questions, get more curious about our opportunity, and to hear it directly from you, the biggest figure in the company. It will certainly help people make key decisions for their future, because we do have a home. I'm working around the clock to share the story of Jeunesse, and I appreciate you jumping on and sharing that. And I look forward to when the dust settles and we can go and connect again together in person.
Well, my passion is to serve, and I feel like this isn't our opportunity, this is our responsibility. To be more passionate than ever about the industry of network marketing, about the mission behind Jeunesse, and extremely honored and blessed to have you as a part of the Jeunesse family. It's been incredible to see your growth over the years and to see the contribution you're making in people's lives. And it's only just the beginning. We're going to weather this storm. We're resilient in the face of adversity. We have tremendous rank advancements, new diamonds all around the world this past month of March. So it's an exciting time to be a part of the industry of network marketing, especially with a company with a heart as big as Jeunesse.
Thanks a lot for your time, Scott, and we'll look forward to catching up soon.
You've got one shot, so take it. You live one life, embrace it. Don't let fear tie you down, it'll mess you around. You've got one shot.